Jeff, what was your reaction to being left out of the initial CFP rankings?
It's one of those things we can't control, right? The most disappointing part was probably being called, United States Tennis Association again, by the people that are supposed to be voting on our best interests. They don't even know who we are for our kids, I understand it's just a swap of two letters, right? But when you're the team that's getting the letters swapped, it means a little more to you, right? So it is what it is. We can't control it. We have an opportunity to go on national TV and show the country what the triangle's about.
What was your message to the players as far as that? Are you something you're going to use as motivation this week?
We had a little fun. Me and Alex stayed up, a little bit of the night last night, just imposing some players' heads on some tennis players and had a little fun.
Jeff, were you mic'd up today? Somebody told me you were mic'd up. Any good stuff out there?
No cuss words whatsoever. My mom would be happy. I think I needed a trainer one time. JT got something. John Thomas got something in his eye, and I wanted it out pretty quick. Other than that, I think I was PG worthy.
Jeff, going back to the CFP, does it say something about the process or expose a flaw in the system, maybe that you guys can win all your games and still not get that recognition?
I think what it does the most, it lets everybody know we need to do something with the playoff system. It needs to be more than just 4, right? We all deserve at least a chance. Think of all the Cinderella stories. I mean, I'm old enough to remember the Olympics, right? Hockey, USA. You never know about that story, right? Hoosiers, all those Cinderella stories. Why do we like March Madness? We know who the Blue Bloods are. We're rooting for the underdog. It's something about just Americans and underdogs. Well, so many of us have been underdogs most of our life, right? There's something in us that roots for the underdog. Rocky Balboa. I mean, what makes that stuff resonate? Because it's the dreamers of the world. And that's what I think it speaks to the most. Let's give everybody a shot at the table.
Have you looked into it to the point where you have like a preferred model or the way you would want to see it structured?
I don't. I'm not near smart enough for that. I just have enough common sense to know that we all deserve a chance.
Jeff, what about UTEP, their defense? What do they do well? They're pretty good against the run, right?
Yeah, they've done a great job recruiting. They turned those guys loose, and I'm really happy for Bradley Del Pivito. He's a good man. He's for the kids, and he's done a really good job coaching those kids. And they play free. They remind me a lot of our defense and how free they play, and he's done a good job. He knows it's about the kids, and you can tell the kids are playing a different style of defense than they did last year for sure.
What's been the key to you guys having some success limiting sacks allowed this year? You guys have kept the quarterback pretty clean.
I think Coach Lunny and our staff do a fantastic job. Coach Maddox, Coach Traylor, Coach Griffin, Coach Stein. But it always goes back to the players. Our offensive line, our tight ends, our receivers, they understand our protection schemes. We get the ball out on time, and that's helped. But it always comes back to the players. Frank's done a really good job as well of making guys miss. I mean, when they get back there, he's pretty hard to tackle.
We saw KD back on the depth chart. Do you think he'll be back this week?
We hope so. Obviously, that's special to him out there in El Paso and Isaiah, and we hope so. We just don't know. We'll see. He's practiced this week, so we hope so.
Hey, Coach, there's a lot of Triangle players, fans, alumni that are traveling to this game to UTSA. What's your message to them heading toward the late game this weekend?
Thanks. I've never got to coach in the Sun Bowl before, but I've heard it's really one of the coolest experiences. I hear a night game out there is really tough as well. So the more help we have, the better it is, right? We talked about today in our team meeting about the corner men in your life. Muhammad Ali, he had Angelo Dundee, his corner man. And those fans they're our corner man, right? They might not be out there on the field, but they're the guys in our corner. And the more of those guys we have out there, the more it encourages our kids, the better we play, and the better chance UTSA has of winning. That's UTSA has of winning.
Coach, you were really active on Twitter this morning. You mentioned with the USTA tennis memes and everything. When it comes to being a head coach, how do you differentiate some of these perceived slights as some that you just let go over your head, and the others you really let fire your team up and use as a point of motivation?
I don't, like I've told y'all before, I don't think it matters on Saturday. I think those win one for the Gipper speeches are highly overrated. I don't say much on Saturdays. All my talking comes during the week. Now we get after it in practice. Anybody that's ever come to watch us practice, it's just different. I mean, we have unbelievable juice. We have unbelievable energy. You would think we're playing the game when you come watch us practice. That's when it's done. And I'll use anything I can to get my guys to go hard in practice. And I was served an ace today. It was a piece of cake, right? No double fault. It was an ace.
And Coach, of course, your team is coming up with their first bye week ever under your tenure. How do you think the team has handled that, week off, or at least, week without a game now going into this week where you got a really big matchup coming up against a good team on the road?
Yeah, well, we really tried hard to be back to our fundamentals. That was really big for us. We went full pads 4 days in a row. Not 4 days in a row, but 4 practices in a row. Just tackling and blocking, right? We want to try to get fresher, and we want to get to playing fast again. We're like a tired team, and we think we accomplished all 3 things. But we'll find out Saturday, right?
Coach, let's talk about you bringing the message of UTSA football out to like the Rotary Club and things like that. Obviously, the better y'all do, the more exposure y'all get.
Yeah, it's something I committed to when I took the job. Is for the first 3 years I wasn't going to say no to anything, and I've tried to keep my promise. It's a pretty full schedule, but I've got great assistant coaches. I've got great players, and I love to work. It's not work to me, right? When I'm at home on my iPad watching football, and Care Bear, I mean, she, we've been married 30 years, right? She probably likes it. I'm on my iPad over there, not bothering her, so she can watch her movies, right? And our kids are out of the house now. We started young with our children, right? So it's just easier for me to work a lot more. And I love it. It's not work. I love to do it. So I also know that we're not going to make it here. We're a long ways away. We're not there yet, right? Until we go out, and the more people that meet me, they might be interested in our program. And all of us have different abilities to give. I've said that a million times. Some people can only like a tweet. Some can retweet it. Some can give $1, some can buy a ticket, some can buy a suite, but some people have the ability to change places like forever with one check. And you never know when you're going to make those contacts with those people.
Back to UTEP, Coach. Just the job overall Coach Dimmel's done out there getting that program up and running. What's kind of your perspective on
Yeah,
that?
I have a lot of respect for Dana. Him and Bradley Dale I've known for a long time. They're friends of mine, and he's done a really, really good job. I think he's taken that K-State model and kind of done it there. They play a certain style of offense, a certain style of defense. They recruit a certain way. He has a plan. You can tell he has a plan.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jeff.
Appreciate you.